feelings hurt. Read this.
Looks like it's time for another Karman Line short review.
Karman Line short review?
Yeah, that's what
Short
this
review.
is. This is the place where we are Karman Line and we review things that are short.
That are short.
Yes.
Particularly films.
We like short films. We also review short people.
And
Short
cans.
people, short cans.
Short cans, short
cans.
beards.
Short sticks.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything that's shorter than reasonable.
Yeah.
Yes.
In height.
Yeah, if you can classify it as shorter than average, we'll review it.
Review.
So
Short
yeah,
spoons.
Karman Line short review.
Today we're gonna go with a short film.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just to change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
nice.
change it up. Yeah.
Nice.
This is a
Oh,
9.
wait.
Oh,
We forgot to mention something.
oh, what's that?
This is the only place in the universe where 3 cursed filmmakers review your short film.
Is that real?
Your short film. Filmmakers.
Wow. You're right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You just get a little happy when you say that.
It's sort of the highlight of my day.
Of your
Bad.
day?
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
However,
Time
however
it
we
is.
specified day.
I guess if you're stuck in a
Of,
void like
of
this, this is
my-
probably the
A
best.
day is existence.
Yeah.
Right.
That's profound, man.
That is profound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Most trees are blue.
Day is existence.
Most trees are blue. Day is existence.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Mirrors and eyes and real. So today we have a short film called Deception that is directed and produced by Mr. Kurt Sasso.
Cool.
There's a link in the description if you wish to watch the movie.
I highly recommend you watch it before we discuss it.
Yep. Otherwise, you could just watch us tear each other apart.
Tear each other apart.
Yeah, each other, yeah.
And the film.
You're going down,
no,
Schofield.
No, you. No, you.
No, you. First impressions, right?
Oh, that's what we do. Yeah.
Yeah.
For how the show works.
I did too.
How does it go?
I'm going to start with my first impressions.
Please
Yeah. Usually I pick one of you.
lead
Yeah.
us.
I'm going to
Help
do it.
it.
Fearless
Do it,
leader.
My first impressions. So I really like the first 9 seconds of this a whole lot.
Oh, that was sort of a dick thing to say.
Oh.
Starting off on a dick step.
I was
A
just
dick
playing.
step?
Yeah, that's
A
a
dick
dick
A dick
step.
stomp.
I was playing around. No.
That's a thing.
This,
people say that, I swear. I'm not the first.
this
I'll
Dick
take your
step.
word for
Hey,
it.
bear me out, okay?
All right.
I'll bear you out.
Yeah, this the first thing actually that I reacted to in this movie was the editing, because they do this this phone call kind of gimmick thing.
Intercutting.
Yeah, where they intercut
Intercutting
between two
multiple
people.
conversation
Yeah.
montage.
And the reason why it stood out to me is, one, because it's actually fairly well done, and two, because I kept wanting to know who the girl was talking to, and we never got to see her.
Yeah. It was weird that they cut to this guy, but not to who she was talking to.
Yeah. Also, it was a little odd that we have this big location right here.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
very
It looks
important,
very important.
significant.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, here's our main character.
Right.
No.
It's not.
No.
Anyway.
Cool chairs, though.
Yeah.
Nice
That's a
butt.
good shot.
It's a good butt.
Good butt.
Second movie in last few days with some good butt footage.
And weirdly
Good
enough,
footage.
it's like the second movie ever to feature nudity on the show.
yeah,
That's
far as I can
that's
remember.
very weird.
It's weird, yeah.
send us more
We
nudity.
need
Yeah,
more
more
nudity
nudity,
short
please.
films. Yeah, it's
Anyway, more of my first impressions. I was pretty much with this movie up until the twist, and then after that, I felt like it totally fell apart.
yeah.
Yeah.
I started trying to do this thing, where you see the twist happen, you're like, oh, that means, and then you try to connect all the logic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's almost
And,
like it would have been a better movie if it had just was straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was, even if they did the twist, but just kind of ended the movie at the twist, at least for me, I think that would have been better. But yeah, the movie kind of fell apart for me after that.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I would say that I was definitely confused at first, like the transition into realizing that this is different conversations talking about the same subject from different points of view, and realizing that was slightly confusing at first. But as soon as I did get that, I thought it was kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's an interesting idea. And then, I don't know, the movie kept going, and I kind of agree with you, D, where, like, it was sort of confusing. It was just very convoluted. It was a very convoluted thing, and I never felt like I was particularly lost or anything like that, but it was, like, over the top convoluted, And when the twist does happen at the end, there is like a little logic gap where, like we were talking before the movie before we were reviewing, where there's like 3 different possible inferred outcomes of this, And I think why I didn't get confused for that was because my brain automatically just accepted one.
It just
like,
accepted
yeah,
one.
I was like, oh, it's this one, which I think we'll get into later.
Yeah.
You tend to like movies that don't have a lot of that leave a lot to the audience.
I tend to, so maybe I'm just more accepting or used to just
making
automatically making a decision like
those,
that, or a leap like that.
Those
Inference,
1-3 movies,
interpretive, that kind of stuff. Yeah,
1-3.
Yeah, that's what's weird about this is this is like a. What is this? What is this?
I think
movie?
it's trying to be a 4-0.
It kind of feels that
But
way.
it accidentally is a.
It's accidentally
I guess so.
1-3.
It's
Well,
very
because
in
it's
your
all-
face with the exposition.
Yeah,
Because it's all on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
This
we
is-
keep linking that. You
Yeah,
can you
this
point
is,
it.
This is the link up here.
We reference the sum of 4 scale.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, it's up here.
That's
There,
right.
thank
yeah.
you.
Almost all the time.
We reference it in almost every episode now.
yeah.
It's funny. We should be like the sum of 4 show.
That's our next show.
Yep, there
Yeah.
you go. As for me, I really dug the what I'll call the Bye Bye Birdie opening, with the multiple phone calls. To me, the first thing that threw me off was what I'll call tonal dissonance.
Oof.
Because
Big word.
this really felt like we were setting up comic situations.
It kind of did.
With this whole like back and forth of like, oh, what a guy's perspective is like and what a girl's perspective is
Right.
like.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
that was my.
And
That
they
was
kept
mine too.
doing
Yeah.
this thing where it was like, oh, I kissed him so he know I love him, and she kissed me and I stayed because she was so hot.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, he went to the shower to freshen up, and he's like, oh, I went to the shower to get her smell off of me,
Right.
And it felt okay. That's the movie we're doing. We're doing one of these movies, so I'll get in my little comedy chair to experience a comedy, and then they start dropping this heavy, like, espionage storyline, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
And when he starts crying and like screaming at her about
Yeah.
taking the wedding ring, I'm like, what am I watching?
Yeah, that
here?
completely caught me off guard too. Yeah.
Yeah, because it just felt like this was meant to be light, and then it got really heavy, but not in a way where it all kind of
It wasn't like subverted.
not
It
in
was
a
like
payoff way.
yeah, it was just a
Yeah.
tonal, like you said, tonal dissonance way.
Yeah.
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 Well, let's get into it.
Let's get into
First
it,
category?
guys.
First
Yeah.
category.
Should we just jump straight into writing? Because
Yep.
that's like the biggest one.
Yep. Here we are in writing. Wow.
Are we there? Is this it?
Is it?
We made it.
Oh,
The little icon is.
Yeah. Did you see the icon?
Yeah.
Which,
I think
It's
it's on that side for you.
that
yeah.
right there?
Yeah. That's the icon.
Incredible.
Wow.
What an ingenious.
Oh,
It's right here.
It takes a lot of work to put the icon
the
in
writing
there.
icon. It's beautiful.
Wow.
It's so beautiful.
It's
I'm not
purple.
looking at it.
Look at it. Taylor.
Look at it.
Look at it.
Look at it.
It's staring at me.
Okay, writing. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the logic gap.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
do it.
so the basic synopsis of the story, in case you haven't watched it.
Basic synopsis.
Yes, no, basic synopsis of what we're seeing. Okay, is this guy and this girl talking on the phone, 2 separate people. The girl's talking on the phone with who we come to later find out is a private investigator, and the guy is talking to, I guess, just his friend, right?
Yes.
And so we see that the girl is being cheated with, right? Is that what you would say?
She is the other woman.
Being used to cheat with. Yeah, she is the other
The
woman.
mistress.
She's
She's the
involved
mistress.
in an affair
Guy is cheating on his wife with this girl.
with her.
The cheating was taking place. What we think was a natural cheating thing, where the guy's just sorry, I'm getting off thing here. I'm trying to figure out where to approach this. I don't know how to approach it.
This is the basic synopsis?
I know, right?
Okay. He's cheating on his wife with her.
Yes.
Right? We see this little arc where they're both concerned about the other one breaking up with them, or if they should break it off or not. She takes his wedding ring, yada yada. None of that really is all that important to the actual story being told, which is that even though they don't think it is true, his wife in fact does know about the cheating and has hired a private investigator to document said cheating, and that private investigator is attached to her, the other woman,
mistress,
the mistress,
that's,
in some way.
That's where I kept getting off track. The phone calls look like it's a girl and a guy who just had a relationship together.
Yeah.
And they're each talking about something that happened with their friend.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. The girl's talking on with her friend, and the guy's talking with his friend, and it's like this: what do guys do versus what do girls do kind of thing. And it's that kind of thing until we find out they're both involved in the same kind of weird conspiracy. Yeah. So instead, like you said, the girl is actually in on it. The private investigator who was hired by the wife is interacting with this girl.
Yeah.
And she's trying to make her basically get this guy's money, I guess.
So the mistress is playing him.
Yeah.
Right? And the wife is playing both of them.
Right.
And the PI is just sort of like playing all sides.
Yeah, like the right-hand woman.
Hoping to hook up with the wife on the desk.
Right.
Which would have been a fun scene to include in your movie.
Just saying.
Just saying.
You know, not a lot of films have lesbian sex.
At least not none that are sent to the void.
I know.
So where it gets convoluted, if it wasn't already convoluted enough, is when the twist happens, when you find out, oh, she's actually like behind the private investigator is actually working with the mistress. You start to put together, okay, so that means that the wife must have hired the PI to then egg on this relationship to cheat on her husband so that the girl could get the money from the husband, but the girl is actually emotionally attached to the husband. But then why is the PI there at all?
Right, it's like, it makes you question, okay, either mistress is actually infatuated with him or not really entirely sure.
Right.
Is the PI simply did the PI create this cheating scenario by more or less hiring her to go after,
which is what it seems like
the money
they're trying to do.
Yeah. That's what you thought.
That's
what I came
to.
to.
Or they were already cheating and the PI got involved and started pushing it along by putting this little money idea in her head.
Right.
What makes it convoluted was just that there's no clear logic course for us to say, okay, this is clearly what happened.
Well, and there's history.
There's too many.
There's history behind the girl and the guy, right?
Yeah.
Like he had said that I've been wanting to break up, or I've been wanting to leave my wife, and she's like, I need you to leave your wife. Like this is a thing that
has been going on for a long time.
It's been going on, right? It's been going on for a while. So then, does that mean that the private investigator has been there this whole time?
That's what I think, and there's one line that makes me think that. It's the line where the private investigator says, she goes, you're getting too emotionally involved.
Right, like it's a long...
Yeah, because to me that implies that it started
a mission
as a thing like that.
A sexual hitman.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, but that's like one line that you have to infer into that maybe isn't... as simple as some of the other theories you've come up with.
Right. Right. And what is weird about it is when you see the wife is pulling strings behind all these things, you're trying to figure out what all those strings are and how she's pulling them. At least if you're looking at a movie like I do, where you start to try to figure out the logic behind it.
Yeah. It's not that you have to have a movie that has like a clear, easy to understand connections of everything. Like it's okay to leave things ambiguous.
Sure.
Except for when the movie is like weighing on a big reveal or twist. Because what that is supposed to do, the reason a twist makes you go, whoa, is because it recontextualizes all that came before
everything else,
and makes things that maybe didn't look like they had a pattern now have a pattern.
Exactly.
All those pieces fall into place and you go, whoa. This didn't do that. It in fact added more pieces to the puzzle instead of bringing them together.
I think a fair I don't know a fair comparison would be like if you talked about the reveal in Star Wars of Darth Vader saying "I'm your father." If he instead said like "I'm Leia's father," like you're like, okay, wait, so what does that mean?
So has Leia been hiding this from Luke?
Right.
And why? And
Right.
Like all
It's
this
like
stuff.
that introduces a lot more questions as opposed to just boom. Oh, that means that is Luke actually evil? Oh, does that mean that Darth Vader's been doing this whole thing? Like, yeah, it instead of instantaneous and you have to work it out, that it kind of slows down the movie. You know.
It's just a really funny
Comparison.
I am Leia's father.
am Leia's daddy.
Yeah.
And
he goes,
Leia is your sister.
So ergo,
You're
then
my
you're
dad.
you're
my
my dad.
Yes.
yeah.
I'm Leia's father. What does that mean?
So
I suppose that's possible.
It was weird to see. It was weird to see the movie going into one direction that we all thought it was happening, like a girl versus man, or woman versus man, kind of what they do during relationships.
Yeah.
You know, because it was all this whole voiceover thing, like you said.
Yeah, it might have been an intentional thing to go be like, okay, I'm gonna make the audience think we're going this way, and then we're just gonna boom drop them into this. You know, this is like a heavy.
It's not actually funny.
Well, no, like I think that is a thing. Like that is a sort of a twist as well, is where you just sort of it's a juke where you go like, this is going to be this kind of movie, and it's actually
Right.
this kind of movie, and
But if
I
it's
think it can be
confusing-
done right, but I think it's really hard.
Yeah, if it's confusing, it certainly just loses me.
Another example that comes to mind is Life of Pi.
Oh yeah.
Like the tonal shift
Yeah.
at Life of Pi.
By the way, spoiler
Spoilers.
alert. yeah.
Spoilers for Life of Pi.
Go to this time if you don't want to see spoilers.
The end of Life in Pi, where they reveal that all of this was in his imagination, and
Right.
it was his way of burying his deep trauma of watching his family die. It's so I think it's because it wasn't foreshadowed at all. That
Right.
when it happens, you're just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like everything was taken away from you.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
Why'd I even watch this movie? Like
Right.
I was loving this movie, and I was like, dang it.
Yeah, it's literally like it was all a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Now-
one of those.
See, if they had something in this movie that had foreshadowing, I
Yes.
think that showed
Yes.
something like that was going to happen.
This is
That
a
would make
big
sense.
complaint about Game of Thrones. That's
Yeah.
the main complaint about spoilers.
I
Go
gotta
to
skip
this
again.
Go to
Yeah.
this time if you don't want Game of Thrones spoilers.
of Daenerys going full Mad Queen
Yeah.
and a couple other things that happened. What a lot of people are saying is that it's not a problem that it end with Daenerys turning supervillain.
Yeah.
The problem is that it wasn't foreshadowed enough. Like
That's
there
what they say,
wasn't
right?
a build up that made it feel earned. Like it doesn't
I
feel
would disagree
earned.
with that because it does feel earned.
Yeah.
I'm with you guys.
Can we
In
talk-
fact,
can we
let's
talk about Game of
Thrones. This episode is now about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones review. Karman Line Game of Thrones review.
This section's called Game of Thrones. So the foreshadowing here, I think what they tried to do was put in little clues every now and then so that you could watch it afterwards. Like this girl, that we're following isn't
think-
actually random.
Yeah,
It could be the girl that
could be the private eye
that she's
I kinda
talking
think
to?
It is. Yeah, but that wouldn't make sense.
that wouldn't
She's
make any
on the
sense,
phone.
right? So she like walks away.
Maybe
and
she
then
just
calls-
answers right there.
She's like literally 2 steps away. Hello.
Whoa, I'm hearing this weird delay
and then you see also her right here.
there. Yeah. I think I kind of like this one.
I like the idea that they're doing that, but
Yeah.
it's not foreshadowing.
It's not foreshadowing at all.
Right.
It's basically an Easter egg.
Right. And I've brought this up before, and I'll continue to bring it up because it's a really good example. My friend made a film about a girl falling in love with a flower in the desert.
Hot.
And it was supposed to be a simulation. Like you watch the whole film, and at the end you're like, oh, it was a simulation. Wow. But you're supposed to come off with a wow. So you have to know some time beforehand that there's something to miss here, right? That not this girl's not actually falling in love with the flower. This isn't real. And what happened was the editor decided to do this little foreshadowing technique where we see before the title reveal, we see just a clip of the movie play, and then it pauses, like the screen pauses and it turns blue, and then it says the name, and you don't know what that means until later on when it happens again, and then it goes into the simulation.
Oh.
Right, and so you connect it back and it recontextualizes,
Oh.
which is good.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that we need. We need something in here that said, okay, what you're gonna see, there might be something else going on. you know, and that helps you accept a twist later on.
Right, because in your example of your friend's film, the blue screen appearing at the beginning is not natural. It makes you go, what is this?
Right.
And then it's answered. But seeing her in the crowd is just another
question.
extra.
It's just an extra, right? It's like an Easter egg.
Person. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and foreshadowing shouldn't be Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Was that an earthquake?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sorry. Also, there's like 2 twists, right?
Oh,
there's the twist with the wife knew it all along and wanted it to happen so she can get all the money, and then the little mini twist at the very end is that she is in a relationship with the PI, right?
Yeah.
So that's weird,
She
right?
should have
That's
just been
Allegedly.
She should have just been
Didn't see it on the
cheating.
screen.
I'm just
Good point.
We're just gonna do this, right? We're just
Sure.
gonna say what it should have been instead.
Oof.
But if it wasn't a PI, if it was just her girlfriend, that would make a lot more sense. I
Yeah.
feel like.
They didn't actually say she was a PI.
Why did we say PI then?
We've come to
'Cause it
this
made sense
'cause
to me
yeah,
that it would
makes
be.
sense. Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe it is just her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on to
Oh,
editing.
and because she kept using terms like the mission,
Yeah, and
the
objective.
goal and objective.
Maybe,
and
yeah,
stuff
maybe
like
she's
that.
not a PI. Maybe she is like the big orchestrator of everything here. She's the
everything.
plotter. She's like, okay, I want to get this guy's money. How can I do that? Well, there's 2 ways.
Right.
I could get it through this woman, get her cheating on him, or I can get it from his wife.
That actually, I like that idea.
That actually plays better. It makes
Yeah,
more sense.
Except we end on a shot of the wife,
She's super smug.
super smug, and then we cut to black
Smug AF.
or cut to credits.
Yep.
Speaking of cuts, let's go talk about editing.
Editing. Woo!
Woo! There's that icon again.
Woo!
Jeez. Yeah.
It's so annoying.
I have a
There.
I have a big nit to pick here. There's a very big nit.
Okay.
Ew.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm gonna pick that nit.
That's disgusting.
When it comes to regular filmmaking, to
What?
just run of the mill films,
Run of the mill.
you have
Everyday average filmmaking.
you have someone you cut between a shot and the next shot, and typically those shots are they somehow belong together, right? There's a reaction, there's an action,
Sure.
something like that. And typically on phone conversation, you cut between the person who's talking and the listener,
Right.
unless it's a montage.
Yes.
This is kind of half both, half montage, half. What would you call it? What was the effect you called it?
Oh, that's a bye-bye birdie
Bye-bye birdie.
method.
Right. So it's cutting between two people that are having conversations with separate people.
Can we put that scene into the
Yeah.
credits of this episode
We can put it right now.
right now?
Right now.
The bye-bye birdie scene.
It's up right up there. It's just playing in this little tiny clip.
It's in the corner over the icon.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scene from Bye Bye Birdie.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, Ursula. What's a story? Morning glory. What's a tale? Nightingale.
Did you hear about Hugo and Kim?
There's two things happening, and the relationship between the two is the contrast that you're building, or the similarities that you're building. And so that's what we have here: is we cut between her and what we think is who she's talking to, but it's
Yes.
not. It's actually the guy who he's talking to.
Yeah, that definitely made me go, wait, what?
So
It
we're
took
like-
a while to get my bearings.
Yeah, so I didn't know
Yeah.
what was happening exactly there, but then what we want to do is cut to the listener of the girl's side
Please.
to follow into this kind of
We get into the flow.
the rhythm here. But
Never
instead we go back
happens.
to her.
Which actually made me believe she's not talking to anyone.
Right.
Or the filmmaker's trying to hide something from me.
And that's exactly what he was doing.
And when that's obvious,
Or she.
that's a problem.
Right. So we have a weird cut between these three, even though there's four people involved.
I
in the
don't
scene.
understand why they cast that guy in the red robe.
Yeah, we really didn't
why
need
is
to
he
see
even
him
in,
at all.
Yeah, why is he in
Yeah.
this movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually just some dude.
Yeah. if you don't show him, then it's not a problem that you don't show the
Exactly.
other girl.
It's exactly true. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't need to see him at all.
That was a cool exterior, by the way. Just want to say that exterior
Do you
establishing
think
shot.
that was real, or was that
It looks
B-roll?
like stock.
It
to
could
me.
stock, I
totally
mean.
be stock. Could totally. But if it's not and they did it themselves, I say
Looks
kudos. Kudos. That is a cool shot.
I actually really like this shot a lot because
Yeah,
it's
I do
really,
too.
really well
Has all
lit.
the foreground elements.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
That is a good shot.
That was a great shot. Good kiss.
like
But
that
we're,
too.
not,
too,
but we're talking
yeah.
about
That's rad.
editing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the
yeah.
choice to
Sorry, I've been in this void a long time. Go on.
the choice to let the shot play out as long as it did is editing.
Fair point.
So
Fair point. Zing. Wrecked.
Oh, did I say not?
No, you've been wrecked.
No, yeah,
I've
no.
been wrecked.
Oh, I'm just.
That was
trying
a good
to-
match
I'm
cut
trying
too,
to
by the way.
justify everything.
I like that match cut.
I thought that was kind of cool too. I wasn't sure if it actually was a match cut or not,
And there
but
it
it, but it was.
yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
close.
it's more or less a match cut.
Yeah,
Look at that. Look at that white balance. Oof.
No, it's just a blue light.
it's stylized.
It's stylized.
It's romantic.
I thought this was actually really funny. Was how slow he took off his shirt.
Yeah, that was a little awkward. And as we leaned this way, I'm like, dude, we're going to see ourselves in the mirror. I'm like, here it comes. Here it comes. Oh, it got so close.
Is there anything to say more about editing? Actually,
Yeah, because we keep jumping to camera.
yeah.
But can I mention how much we love that shot in the bar?
You
Again,
can mention it. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
This shot was fantastic.
That was a good shot.
Isn't
Look
it
at
more
that.
editing?
I'll just
That's kind of under editing, though.
foreground elements and the
Background elements?
and then they swing back around this way behind this
That is cool.
piping
But
stuff.
why do you guys like that?
Because it feels
That
good.
it swings back.
I liked
Because
it.
it's like bam, they kiss.
It made it like sweeping. Like it made me feel like I was in there with them.
Yeah, it makes it visceral.
Getting some really nice
Visceral.
kiss on.
Interesting. And
Yeah.
then match cut, which is editing, not cinematography.
No,
Oh my
they
God.
did that in
That's
camera.
cinematography, dude. Because they had to block the
'Cause they had to
actors
block
that
it,
way.
yeah.
Oh wait, is that directing?
Should we talk about directing?
What are we talking about?
What are we talking
What's
about?
I
happening?
wonder if the shot and that scene and the movement was directed so slowly, so the timing could match up with the narration.
I wonder too.
Because that was like it was like weirdly slow.
Yeah.
all
Well,
this.
what was funny is that this feels like a passion-driven thing, right?
Yeah, which usually moves quickly.
Which usually moves pretty quickly. They're going kind of slow, but it's not like this is a super sensual, build up or anything like that.
Well,
and
maybe
then,
it
yeah,
is supposed to be more romantic.
Maybe it is.
Since they're
But
kinda-
this almost feels like it was filmed in slow motion. It's very slow.
Can you pull up a shot we were talking about before the episode at the beginning ish when the red dude is in his robe and by the cabinets by the door?
Oh, this one.
not that one.
Not that
This
one.
one.
The edited one.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
sitcom looking one.
Yeah,
Yes.
this one. I thought this shot was stylized because of the blue on the back, which was actually real daylight, I assume.
Yeah.
And that's their the
It's
white
the old
balance
daylight
is set
tungsten
to,
mashup problem.
Yeah. Set the white balance to your tungsten.
We've all done
lights.
this.
Absolutely. But it looks.
We've all done this.
It looks stylized because he's
Dee's-
wearing a
Dee's
red
never done
robe.
this.
It looks stylized because he's wearing a red robe.
No, it
and-
looks like.
All right, I'm gonna talk now. Okay. All right, you good? Good. Okay.
Keep going.
Okay.
I had a good thing, but I forgot what I was going to say,
Okay.
so I messed you up. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
It's
I
okay.
really am.
It's all right. It looks stylized because he has a red robe and it contrasts with the blue. It's like a very natural color contrast.
Yep.
But it's just white balance set to the
That's what it
lights
feels like.
indoors. You know?
It feels like it's just white balance set to tungsten and our sunlight turned blue.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
And I imagine because there's a harsh shadow on his shirt right there, that there's a light. So if I can move that, you can see the shadow on his shirt running down here.
It's a little blue.
Yeah. Oh, it feels like that means there's a tungsten light over to his right shining on him.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah,
So I wonder if they're trying to imitate like a open window daylight. Like I wonder what the lighting motivation is there.
honestly, there's
any.
probably not
Yeah.
much lighting motivation. It's probably just to get it lit.
Yeah.
Because really, the way he's lit, the way it's so flat, and the way it's so bright, makes it feel like he's more important than these people. because look
Yeah,
you know,
'cause
Yeah,
it's
she's
just-
like really
Yeah.
like desaturated.
Yeah,
and you could fix this in color correction. Like you can make this kind of like a more stylized shot where everything looks blue, and then do the same thing here where everything looks blue, or you just change the way his outfit is if there was enough previs.
right.
Also, something that gives the impression that this guy is actually much more important to the story is that first shot right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is a giant room.
it's a power shot right there.
That's very much a power
Yeah,
shot.
I'm like, what kind of building is he in?
I mean,
like they try to sell it off like it's his house, but
It looks like a
this is like a
restaurant.
lobby or
Yeah.
a restaurant or something.
Yeah, like a
mansion.
And then later he's walking around in like this like kitchen area,
Yeah.
and you can see like an emergency fire exit down the hallway.
Oh, right there.
Not there.
Right. Oh, it's right there.
Is it in this shot?
Right there.
Yeah, you see it more in a previous shot. There's like a push bar door.
Yeah. That's interesting.
interesting.
Yeah.
so I don't know what he's in, a model home or something.
I'm guessing he's supposed to be in his house, but they probably just used a hotel.
I just wish they shut the blinds and didn't use the sunlight.
Didn't use the sunlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blue is a little
really
too much.
weird.
With those chairs and everything looks like this guy's freaking rich.
Yeah.
He looks like
Yeah.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
leopard print chairs.
Yeah.
His red smoking robe.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, so if he's like in this robe and he's like
Dang.
chilling in this giant room with these
Yeah.
ornate chairs.
Yeah,
and
this guy's
windows,
awesome.
This guy's crazy. Like
He's-
we're about to follow his character,
Yeah,
but
nope, not important.
but not important.
Not important.
not
Yeah.
even just not important, but the least important.
The
character
least
in
important
the entire
character.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's talk about more about the shots in
Ass.
Yeah, do you like the ass?
No. I mean,
I
mean,
do.
it's
I don't know. This bothered me. It was the follow shot of her. Not follow shot, tracking shot. The tracking shot of her talking this whole time. She's walking in the road, and it just makes me feel like there's gonna be a car that's gonna hit her.
Don't walk in the road.
It just felt really weird to me that she's just in the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's not safe.
It just felt weird because it
Oh.
felt unmotivated. It felt like, hey, let's go shoot over here.
yeah.
You know?
Well, it does look like that. It almost looks like they're on the outside of that big house that they shot in.
Yeah, of that other place. Yeah, it looks like they're. It does look like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I wonder if that's exactly what it is.
That opening tracking shot also is really wobbly. Like it's like they have an unbalanced steady cam. Like it's not proper. It's like all kind
This
of
one?
Dutch. Yeah. Like if you let it play, like it's like tilting a little bit.
Oh,
Right
yeah, it
there,
is right
yeah.
there. Yeah, it looked like it was about to go in like
Like a little
Batman.
Dutch. Yeah.
it corrected a little bit after that.
Yeah. That always kind of bothers me when I see steady cam shots that kind of just go like
That wobble a bit. Yeah, it's just it's hard to do one.
Super hard.
Yeah, I think.
But you got to do it right, all
But
right?
you gotta do it right.
And you got to balance your steady cam correctly.
well, like we say,
Do it
ass.
right or don't do it.
all your accidents look like they're intended. You know,
yes.
that's what we always say.
It's gratuitous is all. It's just there.
I don't know if this is writing or
It
acting.
does seem like it was like, and now the ass shots.
You know what? Let's go into directing next. The tonal dissonance, as you said, Kenny, between this sequence and the rest of the movie was really odd.
Yeah, he got so intense here that it just felt out of nowhere.
It did.
Really threw me off.
It did. He was just
I was like, oh, this guy's a psycho.
yeah,
Like, that's what it came. I'm like, okay, he's like unstable, dangerous,
Yeah.
violent man. Yeah, so he was like a psycho in this scene.
because he felt very aloof on the phone, talking to his friend.
Right. No, his character was like, psh,
Yeah, like
man, I don't give a crap.
I don't
That's
care, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Just another hoe.
And
right?
but then he says that he actually put on a performance for her on there where he got super emotional on the bed, and that does seem sociopathic to me.
Yeah, right.
because of how look at that face.
Yeah,
he's,
that
he's
is-
serious.
He scared me.
Yeah.
I was like, man, you need to break it off with this guy.
There's
Run for your life.
there's this kind of acting thing that I don't know if it's directing or not, but like there's this awesome show on HBO called Barry, and in it there's a lot of actors who play people who are bad actors, and when you're doing that, there's a difference between the way you act and the way you would actually act for the show, right? So the character who's a bad actor is a different character. So him doing this right now feels like he looked at the script, said it was like very angry, and he just went out and gave his very heartfelt performance. But then later on said, "Oh yeah, I was just doing a thing."
Right. Yeah. It didn't look like you were doing a bit.
It didn't.
It looked like you were genuinely insane.
Right. And
Yeah.
so that totally brings you out of the movie.
So he should have been an actor portraying someone being an experienced actor.
Well, he should have been someone.
He should have looked like he's portraying.
Yeah, looked like he's trying to act.
Yes.
You know, or at least a little bit. You know, because otherwise, yeah, it does look like he's sociopathic. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else to say?
I don't know. I feel like the biggest directing sore spot here has to do with that tonal dissonance. Unless that was in fact the intention all along.
I don't see how. Not least in this way.
Right. So.
Well, I thought it was a cool idea of doing the multi-perspective phone call thing, and I thought it was more or less pulled off up until the ending, basically. Like, I was able to follow everything that was happening, and in that sense I thought it was fairly decently executed. And just until, you know, like, I think the biggest issue more, if we're separating writing from directing, like, executing what was given to him, I think he did a fairly decent job.
I would say he did not.
Not at all.
Like 50%.
That's what I'm saying.
And
I said he did a fairly decent job.
The episode where Dee and Taylor square off over something they disagree on. Here we go.
I'm not saying it's the greatest thing ever. I'm just saying it's not absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
Like, it's fairly decently, I think, technically, like, it all made sense. Like, I was able to follow everything.
Yeah.
As soon as I got my bearings in the beginning, which took like 2 shots,
Yeah.
then I was able to follow the conversations, and I thought it was kind of clever, some of the stuff. And then I think the biggest issue for me was the writing at the end, where with the logic stuff, where it gets really crazy
complex.
convoluted. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
I would
fight.
say
Wow.
directing, and this part was weird, where we have a shot where he comes in the house and she's just walking downstairs.
This
like
scene
she
was bizarre.
like she
Very
was
weird.
expecting him to come right there.
It felt really surreal and like weird.
It felt like performance art right here.
Yeah.
Like this is a play.
Yes, it felt very play-like.
Yeah.
Very like
her posture and demeanor.
over
And demeanor,
like
right.
melodrama.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, it was a little soap opera.
Yeah. Right in for a kiss. It's
Darling,
just-
I love you.
yeah. Which actually would work really well for a soap opera, you know? Like, I love
This felt
kind
like
of
a
mellow.
soap opera all over,
Well,
actually.
and I would like it that way. I'd like it better that way if they went full on melodrama. Like, that would have been really interesting,
Yeah.
because then the whole like convoluted storyline would have made sense to me, just because melodramas do that. And then play it off like it's an overdramatic kind of dramedy kind of thing.
Seriously long stairway.
Yeah, but trying to make places look like houses was a bit weird. Where they have that giant stairway, or they have the big ass
Yeah,
place.
I have some experience with that mistake.
Yeah, just a little weird. It looks like they're shooting through a window. Almost those look like reflections, but I think they're lights.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let us get on to our questions.
Whoa, do you know what time it is?
It's 5:52.
No, it's question time.
Oh.
Yes, this is the part of the program where we
What?
ask questions directly to the filmmaker. But hey, don't go anywhere, viewers, because we want to hear from you too.
God.
We have a giveaway this week.
We do?
Yeah,
What are we giving away?
$1,000.
Really?
You've done this joke before.
Have I?
Like the exact joke.
Oh man, dang it, that sucks.
All you gotta do is come to the void to collect your $1,000 prize.
Number 10.
We're going to give you the farm.
So, yeah. So,
Questions?
yeah, viewers, if you have questions, you can ask along with us in the comments below, or you can ask us questions, point out things that you think we missed. We're going to now talk to Mr. Sasso, Kurt Sasso. So, my first question would be, It's always the same question. It's why did you choose to do this film? This feels it feels like you were making a film for a competition to me. I'm not exactly sure why it feels that way. I can't really describe the feeling. I guess because I don't see a very, very aesthetically driven vision here. I see a story that you wanted to make, and I see it all hinging on the twist. And so I want to know why this was in your head in the beginning, if this was something that you really, really just wanted to make, or was this just like an idea that you had, an idea someone else had? Yeah.
Good questions.
Thank you.
My turn. All right, question 1. Tell me the story of this location you're exploiting for your film. Is this one like big resort that you used lots of parts of to tell your whole story? That's what it kind of feels like to me. Like you had access to some really cool, big building, like a condemned resort or something like that, and just use different parts of it for different things.
It looks like they were just there on a Tuesday.
Yes,
you know?
maybe, yeah, something like. There's a story
Off-season.
there. I know there's a story there. You tell me, what's the story, man? So yeah, what the locations? My other question. I had another one. Hold on, it's right there. It's right there. Is. Why'd you make no? I had it. Oh, yeah. You're going to hate answering this question, so if you don't want to do it, just don't answer it. But we are all a bit confused about how your story stitches together. And
Like what would happen from point A to point B.
Yeah, explain who is scamming who and how and why and when.
Yeah.
Because it was so hard for us to stitch it together. And maybe we're missing something, and if so, feel free to defend your piece or just say, "Oh yeah, we tried this, but it didn't work out." Either way, we've all, done the same thing. Tell us a bit more about the story, if you would. Taylor,
What genre is this movie? And also, what genre?
It's a horror.
It's a horror film?
Mhm.
It seems like it sometimes.
It's a horror film.
Could have been.
am I right?
Huh?
You're left.
And what genre of film do you like to make? Bam.
Bam.
Boom.
Keeping it easy.
Sasso, please give us some more films. God, stop.
Jeez. I hope we teleport.
That hurts
out of
my
here.
ears.
Is this done? Are we done?
I was just asking him to give
Send
us
more
more
films.
films. Yeah.
Send us more films.
Please, more
Do it
movies.
or die.
More movies.
Or die.
Commit to the sex scenes.
Full penetration.
More butt.
Yes to both.